people are probably going to look at the title of this video and wonder, Katana, how the hell can you start a book review series with a book that's just filled with pictures and quotes? In which I will respond, I did not think this through. How's it going, guys, and welcome to Honest Reads, the first official book review series for this channel. I mean, I've been waiting for this for so long. Sometimes I couldn't do it because of money, other times I couldn't do it because of time, but now I think I have a little bit of both, a little bit wary about the time problem, but I'm doing it now. And what better time to start up than in the new year? With this new series, I'm hoping to make my channel a little less dead, you know, with BVM coming up every once a month, and also to cover some of the books that don't really have an adaptation to their name. What I'm planning to do with this is just to have a little chill zone. We read some books, we have some fun, it's gonna be alright. Some books, as always, will be fan requested, and other times it'll just be me randomly going to Barnes & Nobles, looking at the title of something and just saying, oh, well, that looks nice. Now, concerning this book, I have my reasons. I knew that from the very beginning of this series, the thing I really wanted to cover most was YouTubers who write books. I don't know if I ever shared this with you guys, but I do plan on writing my own book one day. And it's not one of those like biographies or all the biographies that you've seen YouTubers do. I mean a full-fledged book series that I've been planning for some time now. And since I am somewhat of a YouTuber, I thought it would be interesting to see what these big-time internet personnels do to tackle on the world of literature. And who better to start with than the man with 50 million subscribers? I know he has some things going on right now, but for us, we're just gonna look at him as the author. I think I said what needed to be said. For now, let's stop talking and start reviewing with PewDiePie's This Book Loves You. Yeah, this book is plotless. I mean, the pictures are disjointed and they really don't narrate the story much. But there is actually a colorful reason as to how this book became to be, and I would gladly share it with you all. Year zero of our Lord PewDiePie. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with PewDiePie, and the Word was PewDiePie. Through PewDiePie, all things were created. There was nothing that was not created by PewDiePie. PewDiePie saw that it was all good, and with that, Lord PewDiePie descended from his higher state to enter the Earth realm through an intergalactic portal known as his mom. The year 25 AP, after PewDiePie. Seeing that the young world was in need of his guidance, the great Lord PewDiePie chose to spread his infinite and bountiful wisdom across all dimensions of the earth. Now the field shall be abundant with great harvest, and the table shall be laden with his fruit. The vineyard shall drip sweet wine, and your cup shall overfloweth with his magnificent juice. From henceforth, in the name of the great Lord PewDiePie, a glorious new world shall await all those who bathe in the greatness of this book. And it is to be known by every man, woman, and child that this book loves you. Alright, you got me. This is complete bullshit. I mean, it was actually written in here, but it kinda sounds like bullshit, right? Well, here's the real reason. Felix was just going through Twitter one day until he happened to stumble across one of his fans' page that had one of his quotes with a really cool design. It was a quote that mocked those inspiring quotes you see on your Facebook posts or something that go like, oh, hey, cheer up, everything will be alright, you know, la 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 la, everything's happy. So apparently something sparked in his brain and thought that it would be a great idea to make a book out of it, hoping that will encourage some people and give others a critical perspective of how these inspirational quotes really mean. And that's the gist of it all, really. There's nothing more to it. And I know, me too. I prefer the Lord PewDiePie story any day. He made the damn thing, so who else will be hogging up most of the pictures? There are a few cameo appearances made by his dog Edgar, the numerous duck pics, and actually a collage of fans shouting, "The duck is coming!" But in the majority of them, his face dominates it all. Sometimes he's in disguise, sometimes he's a woman. Sometimes it's just his finger, more times he's a woman. Honestly, I would expect some of his YouTuber friends to make part of this project, like Jack Spadicy or Cry or Cinnamon Toast Ken. You know, something that will add more to the fan service of this book. But hey, that's just me. I'd be lying if I said a few of these quotes didn't get a chuckle out of me. They were the ones that were so general and cliche, but still had some sort of new spin to them. For example, there's actually a quote here that promises you the secret to a happy life, but if you look in the next page, it kind of trolls you for actually expecting to find it in this book of all places. And we all heard the infamous quote, "When life gives you lemons, make lemonade." Well, Felix takes it one step further. He personifies life as an actual person and gives you enough reason to complain about being given lemons instead of anything else worthwhile. So you go see the manager, you get life fired, and you ruin life's life, realizing now that you kind of screwed yourself over because without life, your life is now empty. But with lemons. I think I lost myself in the explanation, but nevertheless, it was funny in the moment. And some of the quotes work really well with the visual imagery complementing it. There's one that's like, "What's stopping you?" and has all these pictures of DVDs and TVs and internet and Wi-Fi and just all these things that would distract you in a normal life. But the one that got me was pretty hilarious. Here it says the original was, "You can't win the race by not trying," right? But then he modifies it by saying you can win the race by cutting off their legs. And the whole bottom half of the page is just these stick figures with their legs cut off. And the one in the lead is the guy with the axe. Oh, so stupid. Alright, I'm just gonna say this right off the bat. This is not worth the price I got it for. $15.99 seems like a little too much, maybe $6 to $8, half off at best, but besides from the pictures and quotes, there's really not much else. I don't know what to consider when buying an art book. From what I imagine, it could be because of the really cool designs or the artist's efforts and passion to his work. If I see that, then yeah, $15 could seem like a good deal. I don't get the same quality from this. I mean, aside from some few backdrops, creative backdrops, they're mostly just stock images. There were doodles and drawings that were really good, but other than that, this is not worth $15. But the main thing I want to address is the quotes themselves. I mean, for some book that's found in the humor section, I didn't find myself laughing so much. I mean, most of the time I was just like, okay. 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 And aside from the lack of humor, on some level I felt like I was being attacked by some of these quotes, and reading it back again, I could justify it. Just listen to a few of these. Without winter, you can't fully appreciate the beauty of summer. Without you, I can appreciate so many things. To fly, you must get rid of the things that weigh you down. This is why all your friends left you. There's plenty of fish in the sea, but they don't want to stay with you either. It's important to love yourself, because no one else does. Success is never an accident, which is why it will never happen to you. Face your problems! Not unless your problem is your face. If reading through the first 15 pages didn't make you wonder, hey, maybe this book didn't love me after all. That's okay, because at the very end of the book, the last page, it tells you that it lied. That this whole book was just one big irony, and I would appreciate it too if the humor didn't fall flat with me and the book just took a moment to stop bringing me down. I could see this book being fine with someone who's just coming back and forth looking at these quotes every few couple pages or so, but for the fact that this is a very easy read, that you could finish it in like 20 or 30 minutes, you could just read it all in one go and it could just bum you out. I enjoyed it more when the quotes were general and just making fun of everyone as a whole, but when you're reading something like, there can't be winners without losers, so really you're doing the world a favor, I think that's taking it a bit too far. If I wanted to feel crappy about myself, I would just go back and look at some of the comments on my Coraline review, alright? I don't need a book to tell me how meaningless my life is. Overall, this book can love me all it wants, but the feeling isn't mutual. And I know 100% that this book wasn't intended for me. It was for the fans, the ones who grew with his humor and understand his comedy. And if it made anyone happy, then this book can't be all bad. Oh my god, if you are suffering from low self-esteem issues, low confidence, then this is the opposite of what you want for a cheer up. Best leave this for the thick-skinned people and those who enjoy rude humor. To be totally honest with you guys, if PewDiePie actually made a biography of himself, I wouldn't mind reading it. Hell, it would have been a lot more interesting. But I can't deny in saying that this book definitely fits his style. I can actually look at this book and say, yeah, this is a book PewDiePie would make. It wasn't a good book, but it was something he made, and I believe it. Anyways, those are my final thoughts on This Book Loves You by PewDiePie. And the next Honest Reads won't be just all YouTuber books, alright? Every now and then, I'll come back and review someone else. But yeah, that concludes the first book review. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and please send feedback my way. Anything that should change, anything that I should talk about more, anything to help the series grow. With that said, I'll see you all in the next review. Take care, guys.